Everyone. Today I'm going to talk about my opinion about the Lost Island beta event. The Lost Island event is going to finish for my group. There is 8 hours more. I've actually made this video multiple times. I just kept being unsatisfied with the outcome because it either got too long and I was rambling a lot. Alright. The first thing I'd like to see is that the event be a shorter event. 6 weeks for an event like this is a very, very long time. It is a snowball event, so the game rewards consistent, efficient gameplay, and you upgrade your plots every day. You do your geckos every day, and you get more resin, and you do building, which all allows you to get higher level layers, and the layers give you more buffs, which allow you to get higher level plots. Yes, granted, there is this snowball element, but if you miss a few days, it undermines the whole event. So if you have more frequent events, even if you mess up one, you can look forward to the next event and try to play better the next time. If you find that you have messed up early in the first or second week of the 6-week event, it's already going to impede you going on into the third and fourth and fifth week, and you just find yourself falling further and further behind. So what happens when you have a really long event is, number one, people burn out, and number two, those that find that they are falling behind, they just give up rather than try to chase and try to get back on with other players. And if they have a shorter event time, then the size of the map and all that, the number of fortresses, the milestones, all that will need to be adjusted so that things can be completed within the time frame. Alright. The next thing is resources. Because you're in the Lost Island with only your alliance and everybody else is enemy, you don't have access to your farm accounts. You can't go back to your zone to attack your farms normally. So you have to get your resources either by attacking other players, and if they are likewise active, they generally don't have resources also. Or you have to get your resources from attacking the wild creatures or from gathering from plots. So for Lost Island, you need to make up for the resources and allow for players to gain their resources in a different way compared to when they are back in their regular zones. So the number of resources that are available from the termite hills, the scorpions, the earwigs, and so on should all be scaled up. The rate of gathering should also be increased. Perhaps if you increase the gathering speed on Lost Island across the board, then that would skew the SVS points. Then you do the correction there on the SVS section, where each unit of sand gain on the Lost Island, because it comes faster, will give less points for SVS. But the sheer quantity of the resources that we need on Lost Island is higher than while you're on the in zone normally. Alternatively, this is probably a harder way to do it, is to allow for alliances to pair up in sort of a master and slave, or main alliance and farm alliance sort of pairing. and be coded to be in the same color. That means, for example, we are purple. 47Q will be the main alliance, and then we will have our farm alliance as a adjoining alliance within our zone. They'll share the same area, same color, but probably limit the activity for tower building and fortress battle to the main alliance, but the secondary or the sub-alliance will be in the alliance blockhouse that allows your main alliance to simply feed from them. All right. This probably gets quite complicated because the farm alliances generally will try to get SVS done also. For building, gathering, evolutions, generally for SVS it doesn't require players to be doing any sort of residence or fortress battles, but while on island there is the points gained now from fortress battles. So yeah, that's a thought. Allow alliances to bring on a sub-alliance and let them park their food there so that players can get access to more resources more easily compared to what we have currently. All right. Next thing is the Lost Island fruit and the Lost Island store. All right, so you have the season store here on this page. You're able to buy resin, tertiary egg, bioessence, and a bunch of resources from the store. The source of Lost Island fruit is also over here where you get your active points, where you defeat wild creatures, hornets, and when you gain resources from gathering. Right. So if you go onto the map and you attack a hornet, you'll see that there is Lost Island fruit here, and there is also Lost Island fruit when you kill it. For let's say the regular insects, they don't have the Lost Island fruit listed here, but they do gain Lost Island fruit per kill when you do actually kill it. So it should be consolidated onto one source, so that when you look at season store, Lost Island fruit origins, you know clearly when you kill a level 18 hornet or level 19 hornet that it is clear 13 Lost Island fruit, 12 or 13 Lost Island fruit, rather than go, okay, my level 19 hornet will drop me 8 and then another 13 from the store. Alright, so the Lost Island drops should be placed here for the regular insect kills. Same with the geckos. Yeah. Okay. Back to the store. The next thing. Okay. For Lost Island fruit, you should get a notification of the number of fruit you gain when you recall your gatherers. When you do gathering every day, you recall your gatherers, you'll get a notification of the fragments that you get for the force event. So you get like daily small sandstone here from gathering sand. When you click your troops to return, you see you have gained X number of small sandstone. You should get a similar notification for Lost Island fruit when you get back your gatherers. And back to the Lost Island store. The cost of bioessence is ridiculous. All right, it costs 4,000 Lost Island fruit. That means you have to earn 16,000 Lost Island fruit to get your 4 bioessence every week. The amount of effort to get that 16,000 Lost Island fruit is incredible. It's a lot of effort to get the 16,000 Lost Island fruit. Comparatively, if you do your Alliance expedition back in Zone, that's a 1 hour event. You play quite intensely for that 1 hour, or you just do gathering. Oh well. And you can get your 4 bioessence with minimal effort from Alliance expedition. So bioessence should cost much less, so maybe 1,000, and the number that you are allowed to acquire should be more, because you are doing so much more effort compared to just 1 hour of gameplay for Alliance expedition. On that note also, I think the game should allow Alliance expedition to continue to run as per normal, even while you're on the Lost Island. So you can see here there is no option to sign up for Alliance expedition. Back in Zone, when your Alliance goes off for AE, you have to port to the AE zone, and when you port to the AE zone, you have to withdraw all your troops, and you have to have everything healed in your pools, and you have to and when you go to the AE zone, you get an auto shield for the time that you're in the AE area. The same can be done on the Lost Island. Perhaps the requirement should be for there to be no troops in the healing pool, the regular healing pool. That means this one. But don't really limit for seasoned troops in their that require healing, because this tends to cost much more resources. AE should also be limited in terms of the troop type that you can use. You shouldn't be allowed to use Lost Island ants, or rather Lost Island soldier ants in Alliance expedition. You should go back to your regular ants. Alright, that can be easily limited. The game has managed with the pangolin. Alright, it goes, okay, you're going to do pangolins, but you can only use the regular ants. Alright. Okay, for the gameplay, on fortress battles, what happens is that when you want to fight a fortress, you go to the fortress, you port next to the fortress, and then you need to march to the fortress to attack the fortress. Alright. The march speed to and from the fortress is much slower compared to the march speed, let's say if you go off to send to a plot, or send to even say attack enemy base. I think it's a good thing that you limit the battle time to 1 hour, otherwise it just goes on forever. But I don't see the need to slow down players doing fortress battles and slow down their marches too intensely. Yeah. As is with the bigger fortress, when you attack, let's say the tree, if you wait for your troops to march out and march back, it's a 5 to 6 minute round trip. That means within 1 hour you can maybe get off maximum 10 round trips. And that doesn't allow for players to be very efficient. Alright. Also, when if let's say the alliance is gathered around the fortress, if you are in the second or third row, your march speed the amount of time that you spend marching to the fortress is increased. So it's a constant slower speed for everybody, and the march time would depend basically on the distance. What I think would be fairer is that if let's say you are over here and you're marching to the lair, you should have normal march speed from your base to this point over here, and then if there's a slower march speed between for the fortress, then everybody should have the same debuff march speed for the same distance. Players that are sort of like a little bit later to the fortress battle tend to end up quite at a disadvantage because they have to march much further, and it takes a much more time. Okay, the next thing I want to say is I believe that tower building, attacking towers, sending troops to defend towers should all cost stamina. Alright, that's a hot take. I know there will be players who don't like that. But basically it would mean that when you are faced with trying to break down clay walls like this, you can't attack infinitely and you cannot defend infinitely. So if we were in a conflict with RMO to get through this blockade here of their towers, then it's basically they'll send their troops to the tower to build. We will send our troops to the tower to attack. There'll be a conflict. Troops will be withdrawn. The winner will occupy the tower to either repair it or to tear it down. The loser will have troops sent back injured. Then because there's no stamina cost, all they need to do is use resources, heal up their troops, and then send again. Alright, same for both sides. Alright, so it's basically a competition as to who has more resources in the bank and is willing to put it down to either tear down the tower or build it up. Alright, if there is a stamina cost limit to that, then you have 4 troops. If they all start with max 100 stamina, and each battle costs 5 stamina, it is still 20 hits from each unit that you can use, and that's like 80 hits, which is a lot, but it's still a limit compared to letting things just go on infinitely on tower battles. Alright. Okay, I think in terms of SVS, what they have done for SVS while on the island is this. We have on island 2 free development days. The 7th, day 7 here, used to be Warzone Expedition. I believe that they should allow Warzone Expedition to continue, or actually just brand it as straight out flat kill event. And how they can construct that is to continue to allow pods only within your initial zone and as per the areas that you have tunnel access to. But on that kill event day, allow everybody to pod into the abundance zone. So example, you have alliances who have area in the abundance zone. We have access to that. But if you look at green here, they don't have tunnels to get into abundance zone at all, and neither does dark brown or pink. What I think should be coded is that on KE day, everybody is able to attack to pot into abundance zone. They are able to attack each other's plots, but you can't attack fortresses unless you have what do you call that, towers, and unless you have towers and alliance territory adjacent to it. All right, and then you give players points for killing troops and losing troops when you send them off to attack. Yeah, so free access. At the end of KE, kick everybody out back to their own initial zone or to their alliance blockhouse. Yeah. So don't give points from gathering. There's no point for that. No squirters, no slow battles, just straight out kill and get killed and fight. Get your points from, okay, if you have to, trade troops down on a plot, but attack each other's bases. That's the point of a kill event. There are so many players asking for kill event back. Fighting on squirters is so slow. Yeah. So Island is an opportunity for the developers to bring back KE, revive KE again, and it can be done in the abundance zone. If they want to do it in the clash zones, you can do it that way also. Okay, next thing, back to what I think about Lost Island. I think season achievements and rewards should be given on a has ever occupied basis rather than only allowing the final occupier to count. So achievements here, occupied and so on. The achievements here is has ever occupied. So we have taken the Tree of Abundance and we have access to this achievement over here. Alright, I think the same reward strategy should be given for Alliance Occupation rewards. So this should be Island Dominator should be available for all alliances that have ever occupied the Tree of Abundance. If you occupy that and 4 other wonders but only manage to hold one of them at the end, you should still get your Island Dominator because you have put in the effort to take all down the wonders 4 times and the tree. Alright. One alliance putting in the effort doesn't take away from other alliances also putting in the effort. And effort for taking down the tree and taking down the wonders should all be rewarded. Alright, as is when we had the tree, what happened was the status went up from Island Explorer to Island Dominator, and then when the tree was rotated to another alliance, we went down back to Island Explorer. Right. For those disputing that we have ever had the tree, then let's look at the tree and instructions. I have to say this. We did get the tree first. We have the first occupied rewards. So yeah, I know we had the Island Dominator and then it got rotated out. So right now it will be XOX here with their Island Dominator status. Wow, they've brought all their troops to the the entire alliance to the 3 area, because it's the end of the season. Alright, so season rewards should be for every alliance that has ever occupied. Perhaps a token extra frame or token extra skin for the top rank alliance in terms of occupation or in terms of influence, but the critical reward in terms of the hatch should be given to all alliances that have made it to the end point of the game, which is acquire the tree. Okay, and talking about hatches, okay, what happens when you get your SVS rewards every day is that you get, instead of the straight tertiary egg as a reward, you get Lost Island, you end up with, okay, let's take my Hornet trophy chest here. You end up with selective egg chest, and you can either choose from that the tertiary egg, which is the normal reward, so you have 1 chest, you get 1 egg, or you can choose the Lost Island egg fragment, which is you get 50 fragments for 1 chest, and you need 100 fragments to get 1 Lost Island egg. Basically, this values the Lost Island egg as twice as valuable as the tertiary egg. Alright, and even with this higher value on the Lost Island egg, the hatch rate on the Lost Island hatch is horrific. Alright, so you have this Lost Island egg, Lost Island hatch here, and you have all the Lost Island ants, and you have also opportunity to get regular orange ants. If you look at the rate, then you see the Lost Island special ant is only 1.26%, and you end up with more orange special ants, normal ants, compared to the Lost Island ant. Alright, so how to fix this? I think there are some ways. If you want to maintain this hatch rate, then the Lost Island eggs should be valued at 1:1 to the tertiary egg rather than twice as valuable. So you should get the same number of tertiary eggs as Lost Island eggs from your selective eggs chest. So it should be, you either pick the tertiary egg or you either pick the Lost Island egg rather than going through fragments. The other way is to limit the Lost Island hatch to Lost Island ants only in the pool. So that means take out the orange special ants, the regular special ants from the Lost Island hatch. That means none of the golden spinies, golden sugars, and so on. So when you do get an orange ant from the Lost Island hatch, it will be a Lost Island special ant. Alright, so yeah. Okay, the Lost Island hatch has a luck system. This is mainly because of the corruption or the mixing of the regular special ants into the hatch, that you actually need a luck system to guarantee players getting 1 Lost Island ant out of the end of from the end of the rewards. Okay. If the developers will continue with having the mix here, then yes, you will please need to have a guaranteed system to make sure that you get a Lost Island ant and not just keep getting multiple the regular orange ants. What is going on right now is that as you hatch and you hit your 100 luck, you don't immediately get your Lost Island special ant. You need to hit the 100 luck, and then on the next orange ant that you get from the Lost Island hatch, only then will that ant be guaranteed as a Lost Island ant. Alright, so example, if you hit 100 of 100 and you have 10 more hatches to go to get a guaranteed orange ant. Your 100th hatch here is a blue ant, and then you may need to hatch until you're guaranteed at 110 before you get an orange ant, and that 110th hatch, which is your guaranteed orange, would also be a guaranteed Lost Island ant. What I think is fairer is once you get to 100, the 100th ant should be straight out extra guaranteed ant, extra guaranteed orange, and a Lost Island ant. Alright, especially if you're using this system with the mix of ants still. Okay, and more about hatches. Season rewards at the end of the day. Okay, at the end of the day, when you get to the end of the season, you get your season rewards. Okay, and even for the island dominator, and then they have the dominated Lost Island egg and the dominated Lost Island hatch. Even for this hatch, the getting the Lost Island special ant is a 4% rate. Alright. And even for going all the way around the island, occupying and keeping all 12 wonders plus the tree, the R5 and R5 and officers get just 20 eggs. If you do some math, 20 eggs at a 4% hatch rate, you will have a 44% chance of not getting any Lost Island ant at all. Alright, and the sheer amount of work that getting Island Dominator 3 requires is insane. Alright, and especially right now with the requirement of you not just acquiring, but acquiring and keeping all 12 wonders to actually qualify for this tier. Alright. What I think should be more fair is, number one, if you have ever occupied the 3 and X number of wonders, you should have access to either the Dominator tier rewards or and so on. And right now there is one single guarantee Lost Island ant from the first 5 eggs. After the first 5 eggs will guarantee season special ant. That means the 5th ant is basically a guaranteed season special Lost Island ant. Alright. Rather than have tier like that where you can do so much work and then still be guaranteed one and not have and be at the mercy of RNG, and 96% chance of not getting Lost Island ant. What I think would be fairer is reduce the number of hatches, but make every hatch count. So effectively, Island Adventurer 1 is 5 eggs, and of the 5 eggs, there's 1 guarantee. So forget giving players 5 eggs, just give them 1 hatch of a guaranteed special end. And then as the tier goes up, let's say the dominator rewards probably should be five special ends, 5, 5, 4, and 3, for example. And then 4, 4, 3, and 2. And then for the island explorers, 2 guaranteed ends, example. All right. So rather than leave things up to so much RNG, this is straight out just not fair for the amount of effort that's put into getting the island event done. All right. Okay, in terms of returns, they added this tier rewards for all, and they return just 5 TPs for every single player. Realistically, the amount of teleports that was spent before free teleport within initial zone was introduced was probably about 100 to 200 easily. And that is actually a fairer number of teleports that the game should return to players, especially players in the earlier batches of the beta. Right. Okay, another good thing from the Lost Island event is that the force events, so this nature team event, the number of snakes and rallies that you have to do, they have halved it. The rewards from each rally is also doubled. So the number of small sandstones from each rally is doubled. I think the same setup should apply even in zone normally. So when you go back to zone, it should be exactly the same as what it is on island. I think it's fairly pointless to make players do 30 rallies on snakes every week. For the force event, they also really need to introduce new skins. I know, yes, there are players who have just joined and you want to let them catch up and get the old skins also, but you're just recycling skins at this point. And for a player who has already played through the entire series of the Force event, I've more or less bought up all of the skins that are available to free players. There are probably a couple more that I haven't purchased, and that's more or less because I'm lazy and I have so many fragments that I'm waiting to spend on skins, and I'm not really happy to just burn them for skin XP. They need new skins to encourage older players to continue to play the Force event. Alright. Other things will include increasing the level of the queen. We are queen 25s fighting against level 40 geckos right now. If they can level the geckos and lizards and the insects, they can level the queen. They can increase the max level on queens, on resource plots, on rally centers, and so on. Increasing the level on the rally center would be a buff, definitely, because that will increase the number of troops that you can carry. We are fighting high level plots, and the higher the level plot, so let's say level 9 diamond plot will have 450,000 soldiers, whereas a level 7 has 300,000. So to keep in sync to level players along with the difficulty in the game, then increasing the queen level would help. Alright, having queen level increase also means building day becomes a potential for players to get points on again. Right now, the only thing that's getting me points on build day is getting a fortress done. I maybe have a bit more meat plots to upgrade, but 1 or 2 more weeks and I'll be out of buildings to do anything with. There's 1 more sand depot and so on. Okay, yeah. Alright, so I think that about sums up my thoughts about the Lost Island. It is the concept, area of domination, expansion, rallies to take down the fortresses is a good idea. But the difficulty, the length of the event really is too long. It's very, very demanding also, and then after a while, it just gets very, very tedious to get everybody on every day to do fortress battles, to do rallies on the fortress over and over and over again. If you are doing previously, Alliance would do rallies, but really intense getting people to make specific time for event would more or less be limited to perhaps Groundhog Day, and even that isn't mandatory. I would send Alliance mail and try and set a time just after reset, 1200 UTC, 2300 UTC, to get players on simultaneously to do Groundhog rallies and field rallies really quickly. But otherwise, players could do their Groundhogs anytime they liked. However, for Fortress, you have to do that so that you have enough players on when you decide to do the Fortress battle. And unlike Groundhogs, it's not just 1 day every fortnight that you're doing that. For Fortress, it is every single day, almost every single day, possibly multiple times a day, through the entire 6-week period. And that is quite painful for a lot of players. Yeah, right. So that more or less sums up my thoughts about Lost Island. We did get something from the event. So far, I have gotten 2 copies of Nimble Tree End, so I am quite happy. I've got the skill 6 unlocked here. We will get a 2nd copy of Crimson Fragger, so from the guarantee, from the season rewards for everybody. So I will get this one unlocked. And I like this one because it is a universal end. You can use it with any team. Alright, so I've managed to collect at least 2. I don't think I'll get more. Yeah. So for those who have played through Lost Island, there's lots of complaints on their servers, on the Ants Discord and Facebook and so on. Thank you everybody for putting up with the event, and we will be back to Zone soon, and hopefully the developers take into account player feedback and opinions. It is not a bad event. It can be intense, it can be fun, but there's still a lot of balancing work that the developers need to do to make it fair for players to play and worthwhile for the players, and to compensate for their time and effort spent playing. The rewards need to be better. All right, thank you very much everyone for listening, and have a good day. Bye bye.